On the news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari boasts of success over recovered loot. In business, the National Assembly presents 2018 budgets to Committee on Appropriation for debate. And on the foreign scene, North Korea dismantles Pyongyang nuclear test site. Hello and welcome to Superscreen flagship news broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari says since its inception in 2015, his administration has succeeded in recovering trillions of naira stolen by those he described as people without conscience. The president disclosed this in his address at the inauguration of the new headquarters of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in Abuja. President Buhari also admitted that anti-graft corruption is not easy to fight because it affects different branches of national lives. He denied allegations that his government embarks on witch hunts in the fight against anti-graft. The president called on the legislature, which provides the legal framework for anti-corruption war, to add more verve to the determination of the government to rid the nation of the brazen corruption witnessed in recent years. President Muhammadu Buhari says his administration will not disappoint Nigerians, adding that his government is doing everything possible to ameliorate hardship. The president disclosed this during an All-Progressive Congress rally in Dutse as part of activities of his two-day working visit to Jigawa State. The president said he is aware of the hardship faced by the people as a result of the economic crunch and hike in the prices of essential commodities. He also said the federal government had stopped the importation of rice to encourage local production and empower farmers in planting. The Senate has confirmed that the suspension issued to Senator Ovie Omagigi has been invalidated by a federal high court. It also stated that the access to be given to Omagigi is in compliance with the court order, adding that the judgment has been appealed while a motion for stay of execution of the order has also been filed. You will recall that the Senate had on April 12, 2018 suspended Omagigi for 90 legislative days for dragging the chamber to court over the amendment to Electoral Act 2010, which seeks to reshuffle the sequence of polls during a general election. However, a federal high court in Abuja, preceded by Justice Nnamdi Dingba, has nullified the suspension with immediate effect. Meanwhile, Senator representing Delta Senate Central Ovie Omagigi has failed to appear at plenary today. The embattled lawmaker has premised his resumption on a high court judgment that overruled the suspension slammed on him by the Senate. We recall that Omagigi was suspended over his comment to the Senate, alleged to have tarnished the image of the Harlow Chamber. When the court delivered judgment in his favor, he made declarations that he would resume plenary to continue to represent his constituents, but was not seen today. The Senate leadership has, however, reconsidered its position and decided to comply with the judgment of the Federal High Court and do nothing to stop Senator Omagigi from his scheduled resumption. Kogi High Court has struck out the assassination case filed by Senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Melaye. The Senator Melaye had, in April 2017, approached the court alleging an assassination attempt on his life by the chairman, Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, Taufik Issa, and 4 others. Ruling on the matter, the trial judge, Fola Ajayi, expressed regrets that the prosecution counsel could not open his case despite 4 adjournments. The trial judge, however, struck out the case for lack of diligent prosecution. A lawmaker representing Rivers East Senatorial District, Magnus Abe, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene in a crisis rocking the All Progressives Congress APC in Rivers State. The lawmaker, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, advised President Muhammadu Buhari not to surrender the party to the whim and caprices of those he described as men without conscience.
This party cannot trade its soul to massage the ego of any individual. An order of court is an order of the court. There must be a limit to which we can descend in obeisance to power. a political party founded on the principle of change, modeled after a president who went to court 4 times because of his conviction and his belief in the rule of law, cannot turn around today at the instigation of one man to publicly, in front of the entire country, disobey an order of court. I respectfully call on our president not to surrender our nation and our party to men without conscience. This party must, I repeat, this party must distance itself from the show of shame that is currently going on in Rivers State.
Reacting to allegations of working with Governor Nyesom Wike to destabilize the party in Rivers State, Senator Abe denied this, saying Rivers citizens should be allowed to decide who will lead them.
People make very inconsistent claims. All along you have heard that, oh, why Senator Abe is doing this is because he says he must be governor. How will I go and work with, what will I be in Wike's government? Secretary to government? Or is Wike handing over his government to me? People should look at the facts on the ground and make informed decisions based on the actions of people and not based on rhetoric. We have a situation where leaders of the party were removed from their positions. Was that done by me to help the governor, or who did it? This is a senator whose contribution to this party nobody can dispute. But he was removed as a leader in his local government, not even in his senatorial district. Chief Orwell Oyeso, a known grassroots mobilizer in Rivers State, who was a senatorial leader, not a local government leader, was removed as a local government leader in favor of a former chairman of a local government council. Are these the actions of those who are fighting the governor and want APC to win elections? Let us not listen to what people are saying.
Lawmaker representing Rivers 8th Senatorial District, Senator Magnus Abe, speaking there. Now, the former Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole's decision to contest for the All Progressives Congress National Chairmanship position has been greeted with reactions, while party faithfuls who spoke on the development described the move as a timely intervention. Others laud the former governor's courage to vie for the position.
Before he declares intention, we have been begging him, because we know what, we are all aware, we all know what Oshomole did when he was a labor leader in this country. We know what Oshomole did when he was governor of Edo State. And I'm sure he's going to replicate this again at the national level.
Anybody who have known Oshomole as the immediate past governor of Edo State will always want to support him in this kind of endeavor.
We are going to work actively for him. I mean, as the congresses progress and we get to a point where all our executives are elected.
On the spot, the People's Democratic Party Publicity Secretary in Edo State believes the declaration and possible emergence of Oshomole as the APC National Chairman would aid PDP's ability to reclaim power in 2019.
We are not interested in his chairmanship. What we say and what we know is that Oshomole becoming chairman of APC is the day President Buhari stops fighting corruption in Nigeria. And so, we wish them luck, and in fact, Oshomole's chairmanship will expose the incompetence of Oshomole, will expose the hypocrisy of APC, and then Nigerians will not have a fair choice to choose between a reborn, re-engineered, and stronger PDP or a wicked, corruption-leading APC headed by a corrupt government.
Edo State Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Chris Nehakire, speaking there. The United Kingdom High Commission in Nigeria says it provided the newly inaugurated head office of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, with special information technology software to carry out anti-graft assignment. The High Commission shared the news to journalists as its support for the Nigerian agency on its verified Twitter handle. The Commission said the UK has given a boost with specialized IT software to the new EFCC head office. The digital upgrade will enable the EFCC become the most advanced anti-graft corruption agency in the region. President Muhammadu Buhari formally inaugurated the new building of the EFCC today. The inauguration had the former South African President Thabo Mbeki, Secretary General of Commonwealth Patricia Scotland, Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele in attendance. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 60 members of the Islamic Movement for Nigeria in the territory of the Abuja during a violent protest in Abuja. You will recall that the group defied warning from the police and staged the violent protest to demand for the release of their leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, who had been in detention since 2016. Spokesman of the police in Abuja, Deputy Superintendent of the Police, Anjuguri Manzar, confirmed the arrest to journalists in an interview at the Garki Hospital. Manzar, who said through citizens has the right to protest, he advised that they should do that in a civil manner and not disturb public peace. The nationwide strike embarked upon by the health workers may have suffered a setback following resolve by doctors to render services and kick against the demands of the health workers. The national chairman of JOESU, Biobeme Josiah, alerted the doctors to make efforts to frustrate ongoing talks to end the strike. Josiah raised the alarm when they fielded questions from journalists in Abuja and also accused the Ministry of Health for collaborating with the doctors in suppressing JOESU's legitimate demands. The strike by the union has so far crippled healthcare delivery in the public health institution across the country, while the doctors continue to render their services. Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, has confirmed that negotiations are ongoing with JOESU to end the strike. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has called for a high level of vigilance by the airlines, especially those operating international and regional flights into the country. General Manager, Public Affairs, NCAA, Sam Aduroboye, made the call in a statement issued to journalists in Abuja. Aduroboye said a circular being signed by the agency's director and Captain Mukhtar Usman has been dispatched to all the airlines. He further explained that the airlines are informed of the outbreak of Ebola virus in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The NCAA, Federal Ministry of Health, and all the relevant agencies have been taking concerted steps to ensure the virus does not creep into Nigeria once again. Coming up tonight, the National Assembly presents the 2018 budget to Committee on Appropriation for debate. That's in business. These and many other stories coming your way after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now for some business stories. The National Assembly has been presented with the 2018 budget by the Committee on Appropriations to debate on. The 2018 budget is presented at the Senate building during plenary, which is expected to be deliberated by the senators on Wednesday and hoping to be passed on May 17, 2018. You will recall that passage of the budget had been delayed because the ministries, departments and agencies had not submitted details of their budget proposals. The Senate on February 14, 2018 gave the MDAs 1 week ultimatum to submit the details of their 2018 budget or risk sanctions. That management office says the federal government has offered for subscription of 70 billion naira worth of bonds in May 23, 2018 auction. The offer circular obtained from Abuja stated that it will sell 20 billion naira of a 5-year reopening issue maturing in April 2023. DMO says it will also sell 20 billion 7-year reopening bond to mature in March 2025 at 13.53% and another 30 billion per year reopening bond at 13.98%. Nigeria issues sovereign bonds monthly to support the local bond market and create a benchmark for corporate issuance and fund its budget deficit. Still talking business, the trial of top executives from 2 oil majors ANI and Shell have over the alleged corruption in Nigeria has started with a brief procedural hearing and a decision to re-adjourn to next month. The trial, which was initially scheduled to begin on March 5th in the Milan court, was postponed until May 14th and transferred to another chamber. The Milan court said the next hearing, set for June 20th, will assess the request from third parties, including a series of international non-profit organizations, to join the case. Milan prosecutors alleged that bribes were being paid to win the license to explore an oil block that holds an estimated 9 billion barrels of oil, but which is never entered into production. And now the Nigerian Senate has passed the repeal and reenactment of the Companies and Allied Act matters, which the legislative body termed the biggest business reform in Nigeria in over 28 years. The Senate shared benefits of the bill, which includes making Nigeria's business environment as competitive as it counterparts around the world. Another benefit from the removal of the unnecessary regulatory provisions for some small companies. Speaking on the passage of a new bill, the Senate President, Bukola Saraki, said the passage of the repeal and reenactment of the Companies and Allied Matters Act is a significant milestone in the legislative agenda. The Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing has commissioned the rehabilitation of the Lagos-Abeokuta Expressway with an inspection tour of the road. Director, Federal Highways Southwest, Olalekan Busari, said the road has been neglected by a previous administration before it was re-awarded to Julius Berger for construction this month. According to Busari, the project is divided into two sections, the first of which starts from Ile-Zik in Lagos, spanning about 20 kilometers, while the second section falls in Ogun State and covers around 60 kilometers. Busari said the project had suffered several setbacks in the past, but that the current administration is resuscitating it as part of its mandate to deliver infrastructural development to Nigerians. We will take a break now, because still ahead, a North Korean dismantles Pyongyang nuclear test site. That's on the foreign scene. There's many more stories coming your way after the break.